After divorce, survival for a woman in America does not begin with healing or self-discovery. It begins with disruption. Marriage in the United States is not only emotional, it is structural. Housing, income, healthcare, credit history, taxes, insurance, and daily routines are intertwined. Divorce dismantles all of these at once. Even when divorce is expected, the impact is immediate and overwhelming. Housing becomes the first emergency. Many divorced women must leave the marital home due to legal agreements, financial limitations, or safety concerns. In the U.S., rental prices have risen sharply, and securing housing on a single income is difficult. Short-term stays with friends, family, or temporary housing are common. Stability often disappears overnight. Income changes instantly. Economic data consistently shows that women experience a significant drop in household income after divorce, often between 30 and 40%. Career interruptions due to caregiving responsibilities make re-entry into full-time work challenging. Alimony is not guaranteed, and child support payments may be delayed, reduced, or inconsistent. Financial uncertainty becomes the norm. Healthcare access becomes fragile. Many women lose employer-sponsored health insurance through a spouse. Temporary options like COBRA are expensive and time-limited. Private insurance costs can consume a large portion of post-divorce income, forcing difficult decisions between medical care, housing, and food. Legal expenses add pressure. Divorce proceedings in the U.S. are costly. Attorney fees, court filings, mediation, custody evaluations, and documentation requirements quickly drain savings. Many women exit divorce with debt rather than financial closure. Emotionally, there is little space to pause. The American system requires immediate decisions, custody schedules, financial disclosures, housing arrangements, and employment adjustments. Grief is delayed. Exhaustion accumulates. Social networks also shift. Friends may distance themselves. Extended family may live far away. For women with children, single parenting begins immediately, without transition or relief. In the United States, divorce is common, but survival afterward is demanding. The first stage is not about growth or empowerment. It is about stability, endurance, and preventing life from unraveling. After the immediate disruption of divorce, survival for a woman in America becomes primarily economic. Emotional recovery is postponed because financial pressure does not pause. Rent, utilities, food, childcare, transportation, and healthcare costs continue without delay. Many women are forced to re-enter the workforce or increase their working hours quickly. This transition is rarely smooth. Career gaps caused by caregiving responsibilities reduce competitiveness. Skills may be outdated, licenses expired, and professional networks weakened. In the United States, age discrimination, especially against women over 40, further limits opportunity. Employment may be found, but stability is not guaranteed. Wage inequality remains a central challenge. On average, women earn less than men for comparable work. After divorce, many women accept lower-paying positions in exchange for schedule flexibility, particularly when children are involved. Flexibility often replaces income security, slowing financial recovery. Debt accumulates rapidly. Legal fees, housing deposits, moving costs, childcare expenses, and daily necessities push many women into long-term credit card debt. Joint accounts from marriage may leave behind damaged credit histories. In the U.S., credit scores affect housing access, insurance premiums, loan eligibility, and employment background checks. Rebuilding credit is a slow, multi-year process. Child support and alimony, when ordered, are inconsistent sources of income. Enforcement varies widely by state. Payments are frequently delayed, reduced, or stopped entirely. Financial planning becomes reactive, forcing many women to live month to month. Retirement security suffers lasting damage. Many women exit marriage with limited savings or divided retirement accounts. Contributions stop during periods of financial instability. Long-term planning is delayed as immediate survival takes priority. Healthcare costs remain a constant burden. Insurance premiums, deductibles, prescriptions, and unexpected medical expenses consume a significant portion of income. Preventive care is often postponed, increasing future health risks. Government assistance programs exist, but access is limited. Eligibility requirements are strict, paperwork is complex, and benefits are often temporary. Social stigma discourages many women from applying. In America, financial recovery after divorce is not quick. It is uneven, exhausting, and uncertain. Economic independence is not given. It is rebuilt slowly, under pressure, with little margin for error. After divorce, emotional survival for a woman in America becomes a prolonged and demanding condition rather than a temporary phase. It does not arrive through insight or acceptance. It develops while responsibilities continue, decisions multiply, and pressure remains constant. Divorce removes more than a marital relationship. It dismantles identity structures formed over years. In the United States, marriage is deeply tied to social stability, legitimacy, and adult identity. When that structure disappears, women often experience a sudden and unspoken shift in how they are viewed and treated. Their social position changes, even if their character does not. Mental health strain rises sharply. National studies consistently show higher rates of anxiety, depression, sleep disorders, and chronic stress among divorced women, particularly during the first several years after separation. This distress is not abstract or emotional alone. It is rooted in daily exposure to uncertainty, financial instability, legal conflict, childcare demands, and social isolation. Stress becomes continuous, not episodic. When children are involved, the emotional burden intensifies. Single motherhood concentrates responsibility. Parenting becomes uninterrupted. There is no shared decision-making, no guaranteed emotional support, and no relief from constant accountability. Choices related to education, healthcare, discipline, and finances must be made alone. Fatigue becomes normalized. Emotional exhaustion becomes invisible. Social isolation develops slowly and often without explanation. Friendships change. Married couples may distance themselves. Invitations decline. Conversations grow cautious. Divorce alters social dynamics in subtle but lasting ways. Many women discover that their support networks were conditional on marital status. Family support is inconsistent and unreliable. Geographic distance, strained relationships, or generational misunderstandings limit access. Asking for help can feel humiliating or burdensome. Cultural expectations in America emphasize independence, especially for women who are expected to manage without complaint. As a result, many women suppress emotional needs and carry distress privately. Loneliness becomes structural rather than emotional. American social systems are designed around couples and nuclear families. Single women, especially those with children, often exist outside these systems. Community support is fragmented, informal, and temporary. Long-term emotional support is rare. Mental health care is widely discussed, but unevenly accessible. Insurance limitations, costs, long wait times, lack of providers, and time constraints prevent consistent treatment. Therapy often becomes optional rather than essential. Many women manage emotional recovery alone without professional guidance. Over time, emotional survival shifts into functional endurance. Resilience is not inspirational, it is enforced. Strength becomes practical. Healing is delayed, fragmented, and unfinished. In America, emotional survival after divorce is not dramatic or visible. It is quiet, prolonged, and largely unacknowledged. Recovery happens while life continues, not after stability is restored. Over time, survival after divorce in America shifts from crisis management to long-term adaptation. This phase is slower, quieter, and less visible, but it determines whether stability is sustained or continually threatened. Identity rebuilding becomes unavoidable. Marriage often shapes how women are seen and how they see themselves. After divorce, titles disappear. Social definitions change. Many women must redefine who they are outside of partnership. This process is not symbolic. It affects confidence, decision-making, boundaries, and self-trust. In the United States, independence is praised, but it is rarely supported structurally. Divorced women are expected to function independently while managing financial responsibility, emotional labor, caregiving, and social expectations simultaneously. Independence becomes functional, not empowering. It means self-reliance under constraint. Career paths often stabilize slowly. Some women advance professionally after years of stagnation. Others remain in survival-level employment due to ongoing caregiving demands or limited opportunity. Economic recovery is uneven and influenced by age, education, health, and regional job markets. Financial security remains fragile for many, even years after divorce. Housing stability improves for some, but not all. Many divorced women remain renters long term, priced out of home ownership due to credit damage, reduced savings, or income limitations. Housing insecurity may persist quietly, masked by outward stability. Relationships with children evolve. Over time, routines solidify, and emotional balance improves. However, single parenting continues to require constant energy. There is rarely a true pause. Guilt, responsibility, and concern remain ongoing, even as children grow older. Social circles often stabilize in smaller form. New friendships develop slowly, often with others who share similar experiences. Trust is rebuilt cautiously. Intimacy, if pursued, is approached with boundaries shaped by experience rather than optimism. Remarriage is not guaranteed, nor is it always desired. Many women choose stability over partnership after divorce. Others seek connection but face challenges related to age, trust, finances, or caregiving responsibilities. Society often frames single women as incomplete, despite their sustained survival. Emotionally, there is gradual acceptance rather than resolution. Divorce leaves permanent marks, financial, emotional, and structural. Healing is not total, it is functional. Pain may lessen, but memory remains. In America, life after divorce does not return to what it was. It becomes something narrower, heavier, and more controlled. Stability is earned through endurance, not transformation. Survival after divorce is not a single victory. It is an ongoing condition, managed quietly year after year.